Hello, and welcome to Our Community Matters, an annual celebration of the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio, which serves Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and Dayton. And happy anniversary to the Urban League. For over 75 years, the League has been fighting for social change and equity to improve the quality of life for Black and historically underserved groups in our community. We are excited to be here at the newly opened Holloman Center for Social Justice in the heart of Avondale. The center envisions a region free from racial profiling, police bias, excessive use of force, and racial disparities in the criminal justice system. To date, CSJ programming has made significant progress in promoting fair and transparent policing in Hamilton County. Throughout the show, you will also hear about the League's many other impactful programs, including the African American Leadership Development Program, also known as AALDP, youth programs, and job readiness programs. We will also hear from National Urban League President Mark Boreal and national talk show host Sherry Shepard to wish the Urban League a happy anniversary. In the 75-year history of the League, there have only been 6 presidents: Joseph A. Hall, Dewey C. Fuller, Sheila J. Adams, Donna Jones Baker, Eddie Cohen, and Christy Coons. We're honored to hear from the 4 most recent presidents who will share some reflections on their time at the League and some thoughts about the programs that were especially meaningful to them. Throughout the show, you'll see a QR code on your screen. To support the great work of the Urban League, scan the QR code with the camera on your phone or visit the website shown below to donate. Now we'll hear from the League's current president and CEO, Christy Coons.
Thank you, Ashley. For 75 years, the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio has proudly worked to empower communities and change lives through advocacy, education, and development. This is our diamond anniversary, and much like the gemstone, which is created under pressure, we have a history of facing challenging situations and turning them into something beautiful and strong for our community. Our dedication to our mission is unwavering. This has been an especially busy year at the League. Some of our highlights include honoring our 29th class of Glorifying the Lions, our community-wide Juneteenth celebration, which featured a live broadcast from Lincoln Ware, and the grand opening of the Holloman Center for Social Justice. Our Miami Valley division didn't go unnoticed, as they were the recipient of a $1.5 million grant for distribution to Black and brown businesses in the Dayton area. On October 21st, the League celebrated our milestone with a fabulous 75th anniversary gala. You'll see some more photos from that event in the credits. I'd like to give special recognition and thanks to our Urban League Board of Trustees, chaired by the incredible Barbara Turner, our executive leadership team, and all of our hard-working and dedicated staff. The mission of the Urban League is to help Black people and historically underserved communities achieve their highest true social parity, economic self-reliance, power, civil rights, and justice. And we couldn't do what we do without your help. And with your help, we'll be here another 75 years. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors and especially recognize our title sponsor, Fifth Third Bank, our Ruby sponsor, J. Phillip and Gail Holloman, and our gold sponsor, Greater Cincinnati Foundation.
Happy birthday, Urban League, on your 75th Diamond birthday. Keep on opening doors and building futures.
Fifth Third Bank is proud of our partnership with the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio. We have a long-standing commitment to empowerment, quality, and inclusion. From our $1 million partnership with the National Urban League for Workforce Development to our $180 million Empowering Black Futures Neighborhood Program. We are equally excited about our local $20 million commitment to Avondale and our continued support of the Holloman Center for Social Justice. We look forward to continuing this great work with the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio. So, congratulations on your remarkable journey as you celebrate 75 years of service to our community and for making a lasting impact in the lives of countless individuals.
On behalf of the National Urban League, let me extend a heartfelt congratulations and happy anniversary to President and CEO Christy Kuhns and her incredible team at the Urban League of Southwestern Ohio. Thank you for 75 years of empowering communities and changing lives.
You know, naturally, you're going to talk to the presidents that have led this organization over the past, 75 years. But for me, I think it's important to note the day-to-day folks who make this happen. So if you're going to highlight 75 years of work, you have to highlight the people who are here, dedicated to this work every single day. The biggest impact that this organization has had on the community is the gift of the employees that have helped run it.
I did a program before with the Urban League, and I really admired what they did for people and struck my heart. And I was like, man, I want to see if I can get into the Urban League and see if I can be a part of the help too. Here at the Urban League, I feel appreciated. I feel like I'm family. But when I come into work, it just feels like I'm going to my second home.
Welcome back to the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio's Our Community Matters TV special.
Happy 75th birthday to the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio. We wish you 75 more years. Once an Urban Leaguer, always an Urban Leaguer.
The African American Leadership Development Program, also known as AALDP, is one of the longest-running programs of the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio, where participants work together to discover themselves, delve into critical community issues, and explore lessons in leadership.
I'm happy to introduce the African American Leadership Development Program. It's now in its 30th year. Wow, how wonderful. They've got hundreds of graduates all over the country and probably all over the world.
AALDP is a 10-month experience where we take leaders and developing leaders through a program to share Cincinnati's history and where we're going with critical issues in our city. We study topics like economics, education, power and influence, political and judicial, health and wellness, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Then we look at what are the promising opportunities and what are the things that need to be done to move these areas in a positive direction.
My class number was 24, and I would say it's one of the best classes. At the time that I requested to be in the program, I was really in search of a program that would kind of bring out my leadership skills. What jumped out to me from my experience is just really kind of learning the history of the city and, kind of getting a real perspective of how the city was formed and how the forming of the city kind of impacts life today.
The Urban League changed who I was. They changed how I watched the news. They changed how I talked to people. They changed how I accepted information from other people. And they most importantly gave me the facts to speak truth to power. I like to tell the class, if you're not at the table, you're generally on the menu. So engage yourself, put yourself in the midst, because sometimes people are trying to do the right thing. They just don't have all the voices to know what the right thing might be. So the more we mainstream ourselves, the more we sit on these boards, the more we share our truths, the more likely we are to find allyship that will help us solve problems in a synergistic way.
I was given a unique perspective, which gave me a huge amount of direction with respect to, again, coming into my leadership role. And in fact, now, with Ms. Pat's help, I now sit on 6 nonprofit boards, which just shows my dedication not only to the city of Cincinnati, but it shows my dedication to the communities that we serve.
It's beautiful to run into alumni all over the city and to find out the wonderful things that they're doing, to know that the program has made a difference and continues to make a difference. And so we're about igniting these new, bright young leaders to actually get involved and make a difference.
Currently, I have aspirations to be in politics. I'm currently running for a position now, and what it has done is it absolutely allowed me to understand leadership and how to be a leader of leaders.
My debt to the League will never be paid. 30 years ago, I am still paying it forward. And the one thing I will say about the African American Leadership Development Program, 30 years later, it is still my most profound learning experience. And my commitment is to provide that learning experience to every person who sits in the leadership class.
The last time that I spoke at the Urban League, it was for the 70th anniversary. Here it is, 75 years. Unbelievable. Happy birthday, Urban League.
The Urban League is most known for its life-changing workforce development programs. Next, you'll hear about the impact these programs have had both externally in the community and internally within the organization. You'll also learn about some exciting new future programs.
When I was CEO of the Urban League, I was so excited about our workforce development programs, especially SOAR, Solid Opportunities for Advancement and Retention. It changed lives. And I'm even more excited about the expansion of the workforce development programs.
When you look at the underserved community, there's a lot of barriers, and we want to make sure that in order to break generational poverty, that we put people on a path to generational wealth. We want people to have living wage jobs and also careers. We really want to support those that are unemployed and underemployed in gaining marketable skills for the workplace, and also to obtain certifications in certain trades. In addition to providing those marketable soft and hard skills for our participants, we also provide financial literacy and education, as well as digital literacy and also subsistence support. So whatever barriers they are experiencing, we are able to help support that. So not only can they get a job, but they can keep a job.
I grew up in a foster home, so I had no belief in myself. It still stayed with me. When I, chose a job, it was always mediocre because I didn't think I could do better than that. And I felt like I was trapped. I started Ubering, and I picked up a passenger, and he was telling me about the Urban League and how he was just coming from being incarcerated and how it changed his life. And so he was really excited. So that's what got me to say, you know what, maybe I should try it. And I did. There was jobs that I would never, ever try to apply for. But then this made me realize that I can apply for any job. There is something that stands out that will stay with me probably forever, and that's that I learned to know thyself. One of the most important things is you got to know who you are.
We go through a self-discovery process where our participants have to take a number of assessments to understand who they are, what are their strengths, their communication style, their leadership style. One of the things I think is important is to understand, the future of work. So that's why it's important for us to have those career pathways that's going to map them to those high demand jobs so they can have a sustainable career in the future.
I'm just very grateful for the program, and where I came from, I never would have thought that I'd be where I'm at now. So I landed a pretty good job, a pretty good career.
We have 2 amazing programs that we will be launching this fall. Black Women in Tech, that is in partnership with JP Morgan Chase and the Cincinnati Chamber of Commerce. And we also have Building Futures, which is a 12-week pre-apprenticeship program. We are so happy to have the support of Hamilton County, as well as Senator Sherrod Brown's office.
On behalf of the Urban League, I want to take a moment to highlight tonight's sponsors. Our title sponsor, Fifth Third Bank, our Ruby sponsor, J. Phillip and Gail Holloman, our gold sponsor, Greater Cincinnati Foundation, our silver sponsor, Duke Energy. A special thank you to our media partner, WLWT, and our production partner, NAC Video and Photo.
As we celebrate the Urban League's 75th anniversary, we asked the 4 most recent presidents to reflect on their time at the league. They shared with us some of their fondest memories, most powerful moments, and their visions for the future of the Urban League for the next 75 years.
For 75 years, when you think about the significance of the Urban League, not only for the impact that it does, but it is really an institution that crystallizes Black progress in Cincinnati.
Our ultimate goal is to address generational poverty. If the community that we serve have thriving wages, being able to buy homes, expendable income, savings accounts. I believe that we're moving in the right direction towards our mission. And just, focusing back on what the community needs are, making sure that over the next 75 years, as the needs may change, that we address them appropriately.
I was the first female, and there were a number of males who did want the position. But it was the best thing that could have happened, I think, to the league, that a new face, a new gender, viewed what was going on, not only in the league, but around the community, and brought their sensitivities. A woman has a different perspective in leadership, very different than men. Powerful. There's a real value in diversity in leadership.
I appreciate the opportunity to have done the State of Black Cincinnati. And so we put together a document that said, here are the issues in the community. Here's where African Americans are being discriminated against. And we felt that we could take that document and go and start to address the issues in a systematic way.
One of the key things that I did in my beginning tenure here at the organization was to raise our salaries and increase our benefits. And I would say the most impactful moment was one of those phone calls that I made to a longtime employee to let them know their new salary and their benefits. And the person paused for a very long time because they were so emotional at hearing that. I just remember this person crying, saying, this is the first time that I've truly felt appreciated. And that was something that just really warmed my heart.
In 1993, we initiated the African American Leadership Development Program. It brought together African Americans for a leadership program that was a 10-month program, that when they went through that they would be then able to reach out to the community and understand some of the issues that were going on in the community. Hundreds of individuals have graduated from the program and are very effective within our community.
People recognized that SOAR helped to change lives, not just get them a job, but we got them opportunities. There was one day when we were starting a new class, and the line for them to get in was wrapped around the building and down the street. These people were looking for opportunity, and I appreciated that.
I feel most proud of the league being in a position where we stepped up during the social unrest. We launched the Center for Social Justice to really work with police communities around best practices in Hamilton County. Philip Holloman really had the foresight to see that issues around criminal justice would become unpopular at some point. So we wanted to create a center and an infrastructure to really tackle those issues.
I am excited about the Center for Social Justice. Really excited because we have a part of the Urban League that is going to do research and really give the community an opportunity to speak out knowledgeably on the issues.
We make a way out of no way sometimes. It's an organization that in some ways is well-resourced, in other ways is not. And regardless, we make it happen. And that's what makes this organization feel like family.
My vision for the league is that it will continue to grow. It will continue to progress and continue to just transform.
The future for the Urban League in Southwestern Ohio is great.
Hi, family. I would like to congratulate President and CEO Christy Coons and the incredible team of the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio on 75 years of empowering communities and impacting lives. Thank you for being a force of positive change in the community. Too often, young people feel that their voices aren't being heard. The Urban League is intentionally creating space for them to share their own perspectives. Through their annual Youth Summit and Crucial Development programs, the youth are equipped to face today's challenges.
What's amazing about the Urban League is the intentional focus on including youth in everything that we do. When you think about our programs like Urban Champions, where youth design and co-create solutions and forums where they give voice to what they need today, I'm excited to see that we continue to lift up this work.
The Youth Summit is an annual youth initiative led by the youth to give the youth a platform to express themselves and having conversations that are near and dear important to them.
The summit was wonderful. It was a lot of good insights and a lot of resources that was able to be given to the community who didn't know about the resources that was out there.
It was an invitation for all youth kids and for parents too to join, just to kind of get insight about various different things. So there were multiple things that you could learn as a youth that are sometimes not talked about in school, but worth knowing.
It was really just a call to action to have young people, say what you don't like, say what you like. Use your voice, speak your mind.
I got the great chance to lead a workshop and be able to ask people from different careers, different perspectives, different genders, being able to get their experience and learn from them. Gun violence has definitely increased, and it's kind of sad to say that that's things that we have to worry about all the time.
We wanted to have a conversation about all the bad stereotypes that have been kind of written off and how it's affecting the Black community. We're trying to understand. We're trying to see what's the truth.
For the past 75 years, the Urban League has been invested in our region, and we want to go for another 75, and we have to do it by supporting our young people. We have to create and support initiatives that's going to further the work for those who led it and who had the idea of supporting those in the Black and Brown communities. So we're asking that our community step up to the mic and support the students in a way that they support themselves.
I feel like Urban League is a great experience to learn about these career readiness and career skills, and just having those people that will help you when it comes to being ready for your career that you choose.
I would definitely encourage young people to get involved with the Urban League, because they're going to be people who are going to support you, and we need that. We need to get community back into, the world.
We hope you were inspired and encouraged by watching our Community Matters highlighting the 75-year impact of the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio. You can support the great work of the Urban League by scanning the QR code on your screen with the camera on your phone, or by visiting the website shown below to donate. Your donation will fuel efforts to end generational poverty and promote social justice for the next 75 years. Thanks for watching.